I'm John, your YouTube English teacher. In this lesson, we're going to study 18 phrasal verbs for elections. Number 1, run for. I heard that you're thinking about becoming a politician. Yeah, I'm at the point in my life where I think I can make a difference. Well, if you decide to run for office, you definitely have my vote. I appreciate that. Thank you. You have my vote if you run for office. To compete for a position in an election. She decided to run for mayor to improve her community. He's running for office in his district. Many candidates are running for the empty Senate seat. Number 2, campaign for. The upcoming election is going to be really intense. It is. We need everyone to participate. It's so important. I think I'm going to campaign for my candidate. You know, ringing doorbells to ask for support and donations. Why not just use social media instead? I'm going to campaign for my candidate. To actively support and promote a candidate or idea. They're campaigning for better environmental laws. The group campaigned for the new public park. He spent months campaigning for his preferred candidate. Number 3, drum up. The new candidate seems to be doing really well. It's surprising, but the younger voters love her. She's drumming up a lot of support. It's because of her innovative ideas. It's refreshing. She's drumming up a lot of support. To generate interest or support. The politician tried to drum up support through social media. She's drumming up interest in her campaign. They're drumming up excitement with their new policy proposals. Number 4, rally around. Her message is so strong. People love it so much. Well, that's why she's earning trust. She's real, honest, and she has great ideas. I think everyone will rally around her and nominate her. She's the best choice for the party. They're going to rally around her and give her the nomination. To come together in support of an idea or person. After the disaster, the town rallied around the affected families. Supporters rallied around their leader during the crisis. The supporters rallied around their candidate. Number 5, face off. Are you going to watch the debate tonight? I don't know. It depends if that one candidate shows up. He didn't go last time. They're saying he's going to be there. I hope so. I want to watch them face off. Remember, a debate is just exchanging ideas and vision. Let's avoid the drama. The two main candidates will face off for the first time to compete or confront each other. The political rivals will face off in a televised debate. In the election, the incumbent will face off against a new challenger. The candidates faced off over the issue of tax reform. Number 6, turn out. Do you think a lot of people will vote this year? I really hope so. That's one of the most important things in a democracy. Do you remember how many people turned out last year? It wasn't many. The election is more important this year. I'm expecting a high turnout. A lot of people turned out last year to come to and participate in an event or activity. I hope a lot of people turn out to vote this year. They're hoping for a large turnout. Less people usually turn out to vote when they don't like the candidates. Number 7, line up. Wow, look at all those people. What are they doing? They're getting ready to vote. The election is today. Oh, right. I forgot. Wow, I better get in line. Just line up with the others. Then give your name, and they'll give you a ballot. They've been lining up to vote since this morning. To form a line in order to wait for something. Voters lined up outside the voting stations. The people lined up to register to vote. Everyone lined up outside the mall to buy the new device. Number 8, fill out. What happens after I wait in line? Like I said, they're going to give you your ballot after you give your name. Then what do I do? You fill out the ballot and select your candidate. Is this your first time voting? Take your ballot and fill it out. To complete a form or document. She filled out her voting form and mailed it in. Before voting, each person has to fill out a registration card. He filled out the survey to give his opinion. Number 9, check off. How do I vote for my candidate? It's simple. First, you have to find their name on the electronic form. Then what? Just check off his or her name and click Submit. Just check off their name on the screen. To mark and select an item with a check. He checked off his candidate's name on the ballot. She checked off all the tasks she completed for the day. He checked off the options on the survey. Apps to learn languages are really great to improve. But as someone who learned 3 languages, I can say that the best way is to have a conversation. But how can you practice English if you don't live in an English speaking country? The answer is teacher marketplaces. Imagine having a real exciting conversation with a native English speaker and professional teacher anytime, anywhere. By studying through video call with a real person, you have an opportunity to practice and feel confident speaking English. In the description, I included discounts for you to start your English journey on italki or Preply. Take your first lesson today and then come back and let me know about your progress. Number 10, hand in. After I select my candidate, what do I do? Are you voting on paper or electronically? On paper. I don't trust those machines. In that case, you have to fill out your ballot and then hand it in to a voting official. Hand in your ballot after you fill it out. To submit something. After completing the ballot, he handed it in to the election official. She handed in her vote early. Students handed in their assignments to the teacher. Number 11, count up. Are all of the votes in? Yeah, the final state just closed their voting. All right, now it's time to count them up. Now we wait for the results. They're counting up the votes now. To count and add numbers to find the total. Election officials count up the votes after the polls close. Volunteers helped to count up the ballots. The final step was to count up all the votes. Number 12, toss out. I found voter fraud. What are you talking about? These votes are illegitimate. Toss them out. This election isn't fair. You better check your facts before you make claims like that. Toss out the fake votes. To reject or throw away. They tossed out the illegal votes. The court tossed out the case due to lack of evidence. They had to toss out several ballots because they were filled out incorrectly. Number 13, vote in. I really hope our candidate wins. He deserves to win. I love his vision. If the people vote him in, this country will completely change. Completely agree. He needs to get into office fast. I hope the country votes him into office. To put a candidate in office. To give them the job. They voted an unknown into office. I hope everything will be okay. The crazy new president was voted into office last year. If they vote her in, I'm leaving the country. Number 14, vote out. If he wins, this is the end of this country. Don't be so dramatic. I don't think he's going to win. He's almost completely destroyed the country. I hope they vote him out. Whatever happens, happens. Let the voters decide. That's democracy. They better vote this guy out. To remove someone from office by voting. The citizens voted out the unpopular governor. She campaigned to vote out the ineffective politician. After one term, the president was voted out. Number 15, tally up. Are they finished counting? Looks like it. We're just waiting for the results. That was fast. How did they tally up the votes so quickly? That's our system. It's usually pretty fast. They tally up the votes electronically. To calculate or count up numbers. Volunteers worked late into the night to tally up the votes. The Election Commission used software to tally up the results. After the polls closed, they began to tally up the votes. Number 16, pull ahead. Oh, the last state is still counting ballots. Who's winning? My candidate was losing, but it looks like he's pulling ahead. That's great news. If he can win this state, he wins the election. He's pulling ahead. He could win it. To gain a lead or advantage in a competition or race. In the final hour, the candidate pulled ahead of the other. She pulled ahead in the marathon, leaving her competitors behind. The new party is pulling ahead in the opinion polls. Number 17, drop out. Wow, he lost. Well, it's just one state. It's not the general election. You know that's bad news. His chances are low. Do you think he'll drop out? Of course. This was a terrible result for him tonight. He's going to drop out of the race. He lost. To leave a competition or race. To give up. One of the candidates had to drop out due to health issues. He dropped out of the election after losing the first state. The student dropped out of college and found a job as a YouTuber. Number 18, swear in. She won! This is an incredible day. I'm so happy. You got what you wished for, but you know we still have to wait 2 more months. Right. That's when they're going to swear her in. I can't wait. It's going to be an amazing day. We should go to the ceremony. They're going to swear her in 2 months to officially start a position of authority. The newly elected mayor was sworn in at City Hall. The new president was sworn in at a special ceremony. The Chief Justice will swear in the new members of the court next week. Quiz time! Pause the video for each question. Thanks for watching. If you liked the video, consider joining the channel and becoming an English fan or English explorer. Remember, quiz questions are in the community section. Please like, share, and subscribe, and see you in the next lesson.